a working system, immediately a fraudster are online, it will indicate in the monitoring room. Immediately, because he has to do, those who are fraud, online internet fraudster, has to do with banking industry. It's as very simple as to monitor every transaction. But here we are, but kudos to them. At this point, I stand by them, and I will also appeal that EFCC should also extend their means of operation to institutions, to denominations, to political families, and you now include the online fraudsters. At that point, you have decentralized the activities of the EFCC. Not every time the news we are getting, EFCC arrests internet fraudster, the next people will get maybe some politician who do not belong to the ruling party. What about those people in the churches? What about those people in institutions who are
But why is it looking like the more they arrest these people, the more the number increases? Is it that
that is because our system is not working?
Is it because that let's say the capital punishment is not given to these people? That is why it's not serving as a
no, that is because our system is not working.
And then when you're talking about, you just gave instance of what actually happens overseas, and now in Nigeria we have what we call BVN, we have NIN, we have all of these and that, and of course you know that here, if you have banking in 3 banks, you know that you have one BVN that links all of this. So how come with all of this we are having, it's still difficult to do the needful?
That is why I'm saying we don't have a working system. For instance, take WhatsApp as an example. WhatsApp or Facebook have 2-way or 3-way setting for your security. If you set it, you have your private code. If somebody is making an attempt to hack your account, except you are not smart enough, until you gave them your code, they won't have access to your account. That is what we are saying. In a case of regular or consistent fraud, internet frauding in Nigeria, it means we have to overhaul the banking system in Nigeria, because most of the fraud, most of the investigation revealed that most of these people who fraud people are those who are either former bankers, those who work in bank retail, those who have transferred, those who have resigned, those whom their brother or mother, father is working in bank and they have access to this information, are those smarter ones. Those are one set of the criminals. Then the other set of 419 are those people who operate globally. Those who fraud people, they are in Nigeria, fraud people in overseas, and the rest. Those are the second party of it. Then the rest party of it could be all those kidnappers and the rest. You know, when someone is being kidnapped, you seize this phone and you use the phone to do 1 or 2 transactions. But if we have a working system, most of this code has to do with thumb printing, with your official look, and with code that it is only you that knows your code for somebody to make any transaction from your bank. I have so many cases. I have a case of my in-law who is not in Nigeria, was banking with UBA, and for the past 3 years to 4 years he has not been in Nigeria, but on a regular basis he transfer money to his account. So to some extent, because he has overstayed more than 1 year to 2 years in abroad, he started complaining that his Nigeria line is no longer working because he has not been using. But he complained through email and the rest that he has not been receiving alert from his number because he's not in Nigeria. Do you know that the boy number has been hacked in that bank, and more than 5 million naira has been transferred from the boy account, and the boy has complained, wanted to even communicate with the manager, even if it is online communication. They wanted him to come back to Nigeria. It makes it to look as if the more you look, the less you see. Our system is not working. By now, the bank would have investigated and asked him to come to implement the complaint he has laid before the bank. But now you want him to come and to start the process from the beginning. And I can bet you, and I challenge them, that by the time we start the investigation or we come to an end of this investigation, it must be traced to somebody who has managed his account before, because his number has not lost. Okay,
when you say it must, I mean, you are actually making it look like you actually know what it is. Now, remember, you're talking about investigation, but that's by the way. And now, when we're talking about transaction, bank must always be in the middle. But why is it that anytime these fraudulent activities happen, I mean, they actually did the transaction through accounts. There is number. They can actually trace it to bank. But why is it always difficult?
No, it's not in every situation that you can trace the transaction into a commercial bank. Remember, we also have what they call wallet accounts.
Okay.
These are online accounts. For instance, all these small accounts like OPay and these are wallet accounts. It's numerous in Asia and Europe. They are accountable. They are wallet accounts. And in most of those developed countries, they don't allow these people to operate on their own. They subject them under a supervision of an agency.
Okay.
That we have affiliation to the CBN. It means they are a section of bank. A section of a bank. So they must have their own policy before they can operate. So such account, but again, the another disadvantage of those wallet accounts, they have a limit in which a volume of money or value of money can be transferred into in less than 24 hours. Just like a normal commercial bank, all depends on the info that goes into your account. You have a day limit and a year limit of transaction that goes into your account. That is the disadvantage of the wallet account. So it's always criminals that operate with wallet account. On a commercial account, yes, that is where EFCC comes in. Nigeria have laws. That is why I said we don't have a working system until when law catch on you in Nigeria before you now know that most of this law actually existed in Nigeria. For instance, Nigeria have a policy that in a personal account, if you have more than 10 million naira transfer in a day, you should also report to the EFCC. You should have a platform where to fill and file in your report on the reason why you receive the money and what the money is meant for. Applicable to if it is maybe enterprise or limited liability bank, on so amount of money that is being transferred into your account, you should also file in a report why you receive the money and what the money is meant for. That is exclusive of your VAT that you are supposed to pay. And Nigeria also have a system whereby if your account is not regular in receiving more than 10, 15, 20 million naira in a month, and suddenly you receive above 50 million naira in a month or in a day, the bank, the Nigerian government have that policy for bank to sit on your money and report immediately to the EFCC. Your account will be freeze at the moment. You may receive alert, but you cannot withdraw the money. Pending on when you appear to the bank counter and explain the source of your income. I am a witness to it. I'm running a running contract with an indigenous IOC in Nigeria, or let me not use the word IOC, with a company
Okay.
And I have my invoices to justify the means or the source of my income. I know there was one certain time when my invoices accumulated and money was now paid in bulk as in arrears on all the debt. My account was also freeze. My attention was drawn to the numbers or the amount of money that come into my account for more clarification and further transaction. Because I know it was a genuine money, I went and I explained and provide my evidences, and it was minus and plus and confirmed that actually the money belongs to me. Are they also doing this to others? That somebody that you assess, either use a company account to receive maybe, like for instance, 300 million, half of a billion, 800, 1 billion naira, and the investigation will not be detailed to know the invoice you put in, to go for feasibility study, to go for feed check. What is this money meant for? What is the job you're doing before this money comes? What kind of business have you done? What kind of supply have you done that warranted this? What are the invoices for? Because there is no money, as far as Nigeria is concerned, that when you render a services without tender, you are invoiced for payment. Whether you work for government agency or for private firm, you must work and also put in your invoice, depending on the nature of your job. So these are my concerns.
All right, so I want us to prefer a brief solution to this before we move to the next story. Now, most of these fraudsters, like we read some times ago, that some of them pretend to have service to render. And then the people on the other side believe that this person has service to render. And then at the end of the day, you pay for your service, not knowing that you are falling into a wrong hand.
No, that is not correct.
That's not correct?
That's not correct. That is where they call it fraud. That is where the fraud comes in.
Okay.
Because for somebody to now claim in the other side, it means they have also provided a useful information to the security agency or to the bank to say verify from this person. But the investigation shouldn't end at that. Because before somebody provides a useful information or invoice, there must be a contract, there must be a contact for verification, there must be an aid office for somebody to reach out to. Okay. You cannot work with an agency that is faceless and that will pay you a amount that worth above from even 50 million naira, from even 10 million naira upward, for an agency to pay your invoice that worth from 10 million naira, minimum of 10 million naira upward. There must be a registered agency, a registered company with the CAC in Nigeria that one can trace and know whether they are existing or not. Thank God recently CAC also established an act. If you have a company that has not been operating for more than like 5, 6, 7 years, is dormant, just like your account is dormant, they will remove your company name from their site. It means that your company name can be given to another person. Unlike before, once you register with the CAC, you have already registered. Nobody check on it. So these are the measures Nigeria has put in place. But the problem is this system working? They need to strengthen all this system. That's just the solution.
All right, thank you so much. And then the next one, National Orientation Agencies has urged Nigerians to embrace and promote the country's diversified cultures and values. The agencies also warn against negative speech about Nigeria, stressing that all efforts should focus on national progress, regardless of political views. At a town hall meeting in Akure, the NOA Director General Malam Lanre Isa Onilu, represented by Mrs. Olurefami Olubankola, emphasized the importance of patriotism, stating that love for the country should not be tied to the government's performance. He highlighted the new national anthems to rule in fostering unity and national pride, encouraging citizens to avoid condemning the country and to work together for its betterment. The anthem, he said, recalled the nation's spirit at independence, urging Nigerians to reunite despite cultural differences. This is the second time you're getting a story like this where people have come to say that Nigerians should stop speaking negative things. Before, it was the federal government that said that Nigerians should stop talking and condemning their country in order for investors to come in. Because if they keep saying bad things about their country, investors will definitely not come in. They will not want to partner with Nigerians. And then we are having another one here. Now, looking at the level of insecurity, looking at the level of hunger, looking at the level of inflation, do you think that an hungry man would definitely want to speak good about his country?
Let me borrow a quotation in the Bible. I don't know whether I get it right. Ye first seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
Okay.
For every other thing shall be added unto you. If that is exactly what the Bible says, in a situation like Nigeria, why a lot of people speak evil about the identity of our country is because of the situation we found ourselves. My late father used to say that an hungry man is an angry man. How do you expect somebody that is hungry to be normal in thinking? That is why in education, they call those who has gotten to the level of PhD and upward as rational thinkers. These are rational thinkers. You know, these people, whether they are hungry or not, they think beyond ordinary people. They see things in different perspective. It is the same thing with hungry people. They are thinking what to eat. Anything outside that is negative for them. How come a normal person will come into your studio, sing, rug, good furnitures and AC, and we go outside and start speaking evil about it? No way, no way. Nigeria should strengthen all the parastatals for things to start flowing. Job opportunities should be created to people. You know, the reason why a lot of our people who travel to Asian and European countries, we keep saying that we are not serious in Nigeria is because everybody are busy. Anybody that is busy in European country are those people who are more media friendly and they call themselves media influencers. Because in there, if you are working 24 hours or you are working 13 hours, in short, majority of them, nobody will tell you not to use your phone while you are working. Because camera is there to monitor you. You work less than an hour, they will pay you according to an hour you paid. So they don't have time to gossip or to talk about it. In short, some of them don't even know what is happening in the world until when they close from work. You see a lot of Nigerians who travel outside. Some of them sleep over in their working place. Some of them stay like 3 days so that they can generate money without spending on transportation so that they can pay their bills. And in that country, their system works in a way that you cannot be overrich, you cannot be poor. All what you are working is recycling back to the system. But it's not like that here. Here, some people, you are supposed to resume work 7 or 8. In short, in Nigeria, a lot of people don't even have time to resume work. Some people resume work 7, 7:20, 7:30, 8 o'clock. But you see in a developed country where the system is working, everybody report to work at the same time. And any reason whatsoever that makes you to delay additional time, you must have a reason, a genuine reason for it. Go on emergency leave, you must apply for it and give a cogent reason why being given opportunity to go to leave. But what do we have? So it's not working. What are you expecting from people? It's for people to speak what comes out of their mouth. So if Nigeria's system is being strengthened, this will die. People will start speaking good. For instance, let me give you another instance. Nigeria Super Eagles for some time has not been winning matches or trophy to the country. But we have Flamingo, that is the female of the Super Eagle or the national team, the female national team. one matches, you see people start diverting attention, love, or goodwill from the men's national team to the female national team. You see people criticize more of the male national team than that of the female national team. When your services is quality enough, what did you expect from people? Applaud and people appreciating you. But when your product is bad, what did you expect from people? People need to castigate you. That is the scenario of Nigeria.
So when they say that, because the federal government said that because of the hill that Nigerians are talking about her country, that is why investors are not coming. And then we also saw in Abia State, because of the level of developments, that some companies have gone over to partner, and also in Lagos. Is it that these places are not part of Nigeria, or is it a different place altogether?
In the generality, Nigeria is being rated as one of the most corrupt country. If you check the most corrupt country, Nigeria fall among the red blinking sign, meaning that we are corrupt. And part of the thing you see the national, I think, orientation agency are talking about has to do with, there is a new act in the EFCC. There is a new document they used to give every company that is operating. I think I've forgotten the name of that documentation. If I have access to my gadget, mention that. But I know that that has to do with you filing it your report, and when before they give it to you as a company, they will also educate you the importance of that certificate. If a lot of Nigerians receive these certification and undergo that lecture, and we see the need of filing in every of our report, it means the numbers of crime will be reducing, and by so doing, our light that is showing or indicating red will be reducing until we get to green. See, let me give you another instance. Recently, I traveled to UK. There is a Nigerian female lady, a lady who was talking to a friend of mine. She was actually complaining that the son want to join football academy, but the school fees and all that. The boy in question was there. And after much emphasis on seeking for assistance, a friend of mine decided to offer the boy some, I think about $400 to $500. And of course, if you convert $500 to Nigerian money, you know that is more than $500,000. He is a boy that is less than this. He rejected it in the presence of mother. You know, we are all up to 10 to 15 Nigerians who are there. And everybody was surprised. Like, even the mother was like, did this boy know what he's actually doing? But I have to talk to my friend, please, let's allow the boy. Let's, you know, this is a different place. Can we hear from him to know the reason? The boy said, no, what are you giving money for? I didn't work for you. I didn't do anything. What are you giving me money for? So I don't need money.
Wow. So
it means these people, the system is working. The system works for you not to be corrupted. You know, the people believe that you can only be paid for what you have worked for.
Wait, let me pause you a little bit. With all this analysis you are giving, are you indirectly trying to say that Nigeria is the only corrupt place? Or when you say more corrupt, is that not based on upbringing, not about the country?
I have appeared in this station before, and I used two issues to set as an example that we grown up in a society where the system make us to understand that I should be rich. Something should just happen coincidentally, let me make money. It's not like that in that place. The people are not, okay. Another instances is in over there, once your child is even up to 15 years, I bet you, my sister, care is not taken for some 1 week. You won't even see your child, whether female or male, and you are not worried. As they bath in the morning and goes out to school, and you can't see them again because you can't shout for them, you can't flog them. That is their own system, and their parents, they believe that they will not be corrupt. All they pray is they should pick a good profession that will redeem the image of the family. We came from a country whereby somebody is not working and you are expecting to save 10 billion naira or to produce 10 billion naira. Somebody is not working and you see somebody is driving a car that worth 10 million naira. When, even if you save your salary from January to December for 2 years, you can't make that kind of money. That is the kind of system we grew to understand. It's not only Nigeria that is a corrupt country.
Okay.
But I said here that Nigeria is among
one of the
listed corrupt country. Just like when you want to also mention the developed country, you also mention 1, 2, 3 to 100. Okay. Eventually, Nigeria fall among those countries that is rated to be corrupt.
All right, thank you so much. And then the next one, SP Bright Edafe, the spokesman for the Delta State Police Command, has warned point of sale operators against handling transaction exceed, was unaware of the criminal nature of the transaction. All right. This is a warning from Bright Edafe, that's a spokesperson for the Police Command of Delta State. And he's warning the point of sales operators, that is POS operators, that they shouldn't do any transaction that is above 500,000 in order for you not to land in trouble. But I am wondering, because I remember some months ago, they were actually enjoining all of them to go and register their POS. If it is not registered, they will block it or whatever thing, but there was a sanction that was applied to that. And I was thinking that after all this registration, it was in order to be able to use this for a legal business, right? Because there are times you go to bank and there are not, I mean, you won't see cash there. But there were also at times that the amount of money you get from POS, you can't possibly get from bank. So I believe that POS is out there to make life easier for people. So when they are saying, when he's advising, yes, it's a good advice, but do you think that people are going to heal to this, knowing that I am out there to make money? So why should I refuse to go to bank when I can do it and get my percentage? Despite the criminal activities that was involved here, which we condemn that.
Well, what I can say is the fact that whether the police spokesman in Delta State is speaking from the point of law or an act, or based on doctrine of necessity, surround that between that period, you know, assessing the dealer and customers to know the terrain. That I can't tell. Otherwise, if that is not in line with the act of the limit transaction of that POS dealer, I think maybe the advice is coming based on its safety. If not, it's what to ignore. It's what to ignore and continue your business. Because to the base of my knowledge, I know that the law, I think, started from 5 million naira. Any private or an individual who want to transact a fund above 5 million naira, there should be a report from the receiver end, the reason why you are receiving the 5 million naira. You file in your report. Then from bank too, on day limit, all depend on the status of your account. You have the limit of the value of money you transact in a day. You move out from your account. And if the POS dealer has that kind of liberty to transfer or to transact, to withdraw or transfer or cash giving up to 500,000 naira in a day, what is his offense or our offense? I don't think anything wrong with that, except it's coming from the angle of that environment is not safe for her to have cash of 500,000 naira at hand. again, also remember that there was a time Nigeria was trying to establish a policy of, I think they have also established that cashless policy.
Policy, yeah.
And that give birth to so many wallet accounts and POS as a means of to decentralize pressure from the commercial banks, so that you can get the money from bank, you can get money from wallet account, you can get money from POS and the rest. But you know, we also came from a country whereby every little opportunity people take it for granted. That policy has been misused. For me, I would say that it has been misused. Today you see money flowing more in the POS. That is because bank is trying to keep to that cashless policy, whereas the law did not also bind on the POS dealers in the street. That part of the money is being given to them. But that is the same, another fraud, a professional fraud. Because if the policy said you can't withdraw more than 100,000 naira at a counter, or 500,000, I think for individual, for some bank you can't withdraw more than 50,000 in some bank, some bank 100,000, some 10. While corporate account you can withdraw 150, 200 and above in a day in the counter. So where is this POS seller getting money from? Because the means of distributing or circulating money in Nigeria is from central bank to commercial banks.
According to them, they buy it.
No, whether you buy it or not, where are you buying it from? They have only two ways of distributing money: from central bank to commercial bank. From commercial bank, it distributed to every other place. Nobody in Nigeria, no matter how rich you are, to withdraw money directly from CBN. No individual is doing business in CBN in Nigeria. It is only commercial banks that deals with and federal government that have dealings with central bank. So whether they are buying it or not, where are they buying it from? You are buying it from bank agents. It means bank is relinquishing money to some good customers who in return are giving money to these people. So the people who are violating the law is the same the bank who, in the light of everybody, they deny an average Nigeria, but behind they are also relinquishing money to these people to now distribute in the street. How would they get money? It's just like dollars. Those people who are also getting dollars and sell dollars on the road and the rest, where are they getting money? They are also getting dollars from bank. Dollars are not Nigeria currency. So for you to sell dollar in Nigeria, you get it from bank, or you get it from those who are bringing it outside the country to Nigeria, because we cannot produce dollar in Nigeria.
Wow. So to POS operators, if you're doing transaction that is above 500,000, if there is any way you can reach the party who is receiving the money in order to be on the safe side, maybe you should otherwise order them to go to the bank. Thank you so much, John Magbon, for joining me on today's show. It was good having you.
It's nice always appear in your program to share my view to the society. Nigeria must move forward, whether we like it or not. And we are the future to change Nigeria. And we are the hope of Nigeria. So if the change will start from us, it means Nigeria will be a better place to stay. Stay away from fraud.
Thank you so much. All right, viewers, I am Immaculata Irikana. If you miss out, join us on all our media platforms. Do remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thanks for joining us and continue to watch ATN Socials. Till we come here with you next time. Good afternoon.